Hey guys, it's Christine, aka Shimel.
Hi everyone, it's Shaika, also known as Shy, and we are Flawless
Inspiration.
So today we're going to be talking about failed relationships, and Christine is going to start off.
So I just want to touch on maybe failed relationships in regards to a romantic relationship or even a friendship relationship. So I am newly divorced, or I've been separated for almost 7 years actually. And initially when we had gotten divorced, just like most times, things are hard and challenging, and I have a daughter. So my most important goal was to keep communication open. I'm not going to say it was perfect. It was not perfect. It was very challenging, to be honest with you, in the beginning. But as you get older and as you learn, you realize that you have to be able to communicate with each other for the sake of your child. I can't teach my daughter to love and then hate her father. I need to love her father for the sake of my daughter. I don't have to personally love him, but I just have to love him as an individual for my daughter. I think where a lot of times people fail is that they don't do that. They're angry with each other and they're consistently battling each other, and your child sees that, obviously. So it is very important to keep that communication open. I think a lot of times relationships fail too because of the lack of communication. I think that if we really learn how to communicate a little better, I think relationships will last a little longer. I think it was important to maintain that relationship with my daughter's father. So the best advice I can give is, obviously I'm not no doctor. This is my personal advice from my personal experience, is to always be open and be able to communicate with the person that you have a child with, especially who you have a child with, because your child will learn everything. Your child learns to love from you. Your child learns how to respect people, communicate, and so on. So I think it's extremely important.
Absolutely. But I feel like failed relationships could tie into so many things, whether you're even in a situation that you are married. You could just have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and to your point, it's tying into friendships that may have failed. Everybody has to take responsibility of how the disconnect came into place in the first place, because two people take part in it. It's never not just one person, and I feel like a lot of people, when situations relationships fail, don't last, or whatever, for the majority of the time, it's somebody pointing their finger at somebody else and even misinterpreting or assuming what's going on and how the relationship came to a disconnect in the first place, you know?
Absolutely.
So opening, the communication has to be definitely clear. We should have more understanding for the opposition. If me and Christine have conflict, I need to be able to truly understand and talk through things with her, because a lot of times when the disconnect comes into play, some people don't know how to have a talk. Some people don't even, and I think the reason why is because people don't want to be honest with their true feelings towards somebody. Yes, you might hurt the person's feelings, but if the person remembers all the other good things that you've done for them and have done, then they should lead with that,
Yeah, absolutely.
You should lead with that.
Exactly. And I think a lot of times, Shaika, truthfully, we don't like to be accountable for our BS,
our mess up,
per se. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's all in how you deliver a message. If I have a problem with you, I'm gonna talk to you.
Yes.
And I think we both have to be open to that communication. A lot of times when you bring something to somebody, they automatically become defensive, and they automatically want to kind of
put it back on you.
And they don't want to take accountability. I think that's so important. So if I'm telling you, you hurt me,
right,
acknowledge you hurt me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Don't defend you and why you think you didn't hurt me. Acknowledge why you hurt me. I'm telling you my feelings and I'm being expressive, which might even be hard for most people, right?
And you need to
a lot of people suppress stuff.
Yes, but you need to be understanding of why Christine feels this way,
Yeah, and these are my true feelings. And I think that's the communication breakdown where people fail a lot of times, is that they are so defensive on what they feel like they're not doing, that they're not open to what the other person is saying.
Absolutely.
And I think people fail, right? I know I've had failed relationships, I've had failed friendships. People just don't want to be accountable. If Shaika's telling me, you made me feel this way, I'm gonna be like, ooh, did I? Wow, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna acknowledge how my friend is feeling. And I think that lot of times people don't do that.
People are more selfish and they're worrying about themselves. It's all about me, 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 me. And it kind of goes back to the first video, love yourself. Like, loving yourself is looking inward to know where your flaws are and where your strengths are to be able to balance it out and work on what you need to work on. It's not anything but just that. So at the end of the day, if you don't work on yourself to do better and be better, then you're basically blocking yourself off from growth, because you're thinking you know everything and you're doing everything perfectly, and half the time that's far from the truth.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's far from the truth.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could speak to it specifically because I still do, I'm sure, but there's a lot of ways that I've had, that I'm so rigid, and it's like a one mind train of thought, and it's like if people are not doing things like Shaika, it's a problem, or you have a problem. At the end of the day, everybody moves through life differently. Everybody has different experiences that shape them into what they are as an adult. And even as an adult, you're going to continue to grow and learn. Like my child can teach me so much about who I am as a person, because he's looking at things and he's telling me, because kids are the most truthful, to be honest.
Yeah.
They'll tell you straight up, like, you're in the wrong. And, you need to really look within yourself to say, you know what? I could have done better. You know what? I apologize, and I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah, I think I
right.
I agree with you.
Right? Like,
yeah, I agree with you.
What's wrong?
And I think people don't like to admit it.
Yeah, they
which
don't.
goes back to accountability.
Yeah. If you
I don't
want
want
to
be accountable for my BS. So I'm gonna reflect that on you.
Right.
And I'm gonna make your feelings irrelevant because I'm trying to defend myself.
Right.
And like that really. That upsets me. It really upsets me because I feel like a lot of times relationships fail like that, and people are stubborn as hell, right? Let's be honest, right? People automatically are like, well, I don't need that person. Being that person might have such a great influence on your life, and you're just so stubborn that you're just gonna let that person go, and it just it's so sad, right? It's so sad because there's just so many outlets for people to run to when a failed relationship happens, right? Oh well, I can get another boyfriend and girlfriend, or I can get another friend. Like, no, like, value what you have. Like, I value her. I'm not trying to lose her. She's gonna tell me how I feel. I'm gonna be like, girl, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna fix it. Right. I'm not gonna be stubborn about it.
Plus true love is telling people where they could do better.
Yes.
I mean, for me personally, I don't want a friend that's gonna be like, oh my god, you're so great and you do everything right. Oh my god, you're so you do everything perfect. Oh my god. No, that's not a friend. That's not a friend, because somebody that loves you like a parent supposed to love their child, they're gonna call you out when you're in the wrong. And we need to stop being so sensitive, walking around here all up in our feelings when somebody call us out. Yes, there is a way to go about it, but sometimes tough love is the best love.
Yes.
And me personally, like, I'm so used to it because my family will be like, straight up, Shaika, you're selfish. Straight up, Shaika, you a little self-absorbed right about now. Wait a minute, everybody doesn't think like you, so you need to stop being judgmental. At first, human reaction, I'm gonna be defensive, but then I think about it and I look at it and I self-reflect on that conversation, and I'm like, you know what, I could do better, and I'm thankful for that person telling me, where I could do better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't be.
How do you get better?
How do you get better if if you can't even hear constructive criticism?
Yeah.
We walking around here perfect? Yeah. If that was the case, then life would be perfect. And if you think life is perfect the way it is, then so be it. But to me, if you're not changing, that's closest to death. Like.
And another thing, right? Let's be real here. Another thing. If you are the common denominator in all failed relationships, it's time to take accountability. It's time. It's time. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's always walking away from you. Any relationship that failed with myself, I always try to not dwell on it a lot, but I also reflect. I know that there's always things that I could do better, but I also try to maintain integrity. That loyalty. Loyalty, right? Loyalty is everything, even in failed relationships. If you and I have had a falling out and we no longer talk, I'm going to be loyal still. I'm going to hold that inside, what you told me, and I'm not going to tell people. I'm not going to disrespect you. I think that's important. I see it a lot of times. I see a lot of disloyalty, and it's sad.
Well, I think people do that because they're hurt, and they do it more so out of anger and resentment because of how things didn't pan out the way they thought it should have panned out.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why people do that.
So, Shaika, I wanted to know, like, from a failed friendship per se, because I know that you've been married to your husband for a very long time, what do you think you could have done better? What did you learn from the experience, and what did you learn that you could have did better to maybe save the friendship?
I'll just start by saying any friendship that doesn't exist currently, then it wasn't meant to be. So I definitely don't look at anything as a loss necessarily. But what I will say is that I've learned that I need to be more compassionate. Like be understanding of somebody else's point of view and process, and also my delivery. I continue to struggle with that, but I'm learning to kind of be more mindful of my delivery because everybody can't handle the directness, you know. So that's something that I definitely learned to work on for myself individually. Again, placing myself in their shoes and have more of an understanding, because I don't see gray, I see black and white. Either it's right or wrong. I can't, like, you know, and it's hard for me because it's like I live and think a certain way, and I know definitely my way is not always the way.
Yeah.
You know, so just trying to have more understanding for somebody else's position, and maybe give them the time to talk through it to see why they feel that way or are responding to a situation that way.
Okay.
Is there anything that you could say that you would, whether it be like a friendship relationship or an actual intimate relationship?
Yeah, well, first, I like to piggyback off what you said, that what's meant to be and who's meant to be will be there. So I like that a lot. I take things very personal. I take it to heart. I am very, I'm a very passionate person. So I bring my passion everywhere. So I kind of take things to heart. You're not like me.
Yeah, no.
And neither is the next person. So I have to understand that where they're coming from, I might not be able to relate to, but I can understand. So I think that I could definitely not be as sensitive.
You're fucking amazing.
She's just amazing.
No, you better stop.
No.
You better stop it, because you are fantabulous.
No.
That's not technically a word, but I'm calling it a word.
So don't correct that. No.
Fantastic and fabulous.
Go. No, actually, yeah, Shy's dope, man. I hope you guys know that. I know a lot of you are watching. Know Shy personally. She's dope.
Thank you. And Christine, you're amazing too.
No, thank you. Love you.
You just bring out the best of me. That's what that is. You know, like, you know, our energies really connect, and I'm just appreciative for this journey, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that, I mean, you know, through, and actually, in the beginning of us not even starting and us kind of getting to progression, I've learned so much, and you don't even realize it, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Especially when it comes to the compassion part.
Yeah.
You know, and more than likely, that's actually going to be our next topic of conversation.
Yeah, compassion.
Yeah, compassion. Like, we definitely need to learn some more compassion around here, like, seriously.
We do. It's important, especially in this rough world that we live in, you know? Some of us are walking around not as compassionate or understanding as we can. But yeah, that's going to be next topic. And anything that you want us to talk about, please let us know in our comment section. Or if you're like, girl, you should be doing this, you can give us feedback too. We're open to that.
Definitely open to feedback always.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you, as always, for watching our channel, for supporting us.
Thank you.
This is something that we have been eager to do for a while now, and we're only going to get better. So watch out.
We on fire.
Thank you so much for watching our video, and subscribe and like and share, and we will talk to you later.
Yes, peace, love, and blessings. Bye.